Uh, hey, how's it going, everyone? We on week 103. We just finished 102. Was a great week overall. I wish I had accomplished a lot more, but I had a lot of small obstacles, let's say it this way. Either way, we on Monday, and I have some great plans for Monday for later today. Ideally, if not, we'll see. I'll reach out to your great organization, which is called Small Business Federation. I think they offer a great products for anyone who is interested in perhaps launching a business or looking for additional support with regards to legal requirements, insurance, all those good things. Other than that, to the most part, I have structured my week so I would have a lot of meetings to be completed within the beginning of the week, which would be intellectual property. Some of the universities study years beginning, I'll be looking for potential human resources. One way to look at that. Looking within perhaps next 3 weeks to secure finance from Europe, and they require me to open a bank in Europe, not necessarily in the UK, which is interesting. They structuring the finance is slightly different, I guess. Other than that, so it's something that I'll be looking at as well as I'm going to be launching some products for Sundays. Additionally, I'm planning of for at least for now, leaving Sundays and perhaps Saturdays some of time for me to look at potentially securing finance for some of the projects that I'm going to be doing. So it's for Sundays. I'm going to be looking for issues that different organizations have, and they have resources. Some of them are finance and how to secure those and help those organizations. Yeah, so that's overview of this week. Recently, I had a conference call during which I think every council has that within UK, where they business gatherings, small business gatherings, where a group of local business people get together and they're discussing some of the issues that they have. I had that in a couple of communities where people are discussing or launching their business or perhaps developing their existing business and the current obstacles. And someone told me that it's just caliber of the people of the room that you are in, and none of the people that I was discussing, but just because of perhaps a small community where I was in the room where I was sitting at. But either way, uh, none of them were doing business with government, and the government has even UK's government has very easy, from what I understand, guide how to get in and perhaps begin offering your services to governments. One of the things that everyone should know about contractual agreements, and no one within the room had done any business with governments. They would purely focus on private sector, which is interesting, but that's not necessarily the best approach for your business. Today, I want to talk about some of the issues that anyone, any business, most likely we're gonna have is contracts and how to structure a contract. At least what you will need to know when structuring a contract. What are fundamentals? I Most likely it's a good place to start. I don't have a legal background, so I haven't been trained to be a legal professional. It's one of the hats that for some reason I have to wear, or one of those areas that I have to understand legal and then running a business. I guess I'm trying to understand as much as everybody else. I'm just doing a lot of work within that area currently, and I'm here to share some information for people who are interested, perhaps in seeing that information, how to structure legal contract. Information that I have found is there's a set standard within UK on how to structure legal agreement. There's an organization within IKEA. It's called Law Society, which has set standard for most of the contracts and how to structure those. Within the contract, there's defined things that you should aware and include within any contract. Some of those things, there's 22 bullet points in total. I'll mention, I can mention all of them, but I'll leave a link in the description, perhaps if anyone's interested, doing your own homework and doing your own research. Usually the contract would begin with definition, progress to the overall contract, variations, the price, time, quality of goods, quality of services, acceptance, inspection and rejection, property and risk, intellectual property rights, liability, indemnity and insurance, payment, recovery of sums due, publicity, confidentiality, cancellation, termination, waiver, legal compliance, noticed, headings, proper law. Overall, what some of the bullet points that that's not necessarily limited to, but some of the bullet points, if you never structure a contract or you haven't seen the contract, that's something that you should think about and how the contract should be written. And if you're gonna be looking at some of the government contracts, you will find a lot of examples there. Something to think about how to write down the contracts, I guess, and how to have a standard as a template where to begin and structuring a contract. To have a lawyer taking a look at the contract. It depends, I guess, on the law firm that you are working with, or size of the contract, since some of the contracts can be very complex. Not necessarily required to be so complex, but some of the contracts can be very complex. So that law firm might charge you by the hour, or they might charge you by reviewing the contract and perhaps a clause within the contract that you should be aware of. Do not rush. Do my own advice to anyone who is interested in entering in any legal agreement. Seek for advice. Try to understand it to the best, or always seek for a second opinion before entering into agreement. Yeah, I have mentioned a couple of things already within this videos. Intellectual property is one of those areas that everyone should be aware of, but a legal advice or law firm hourly rate can be £500. You could find someone for £300 an hour, so it can be a costly process. That's one of the reasons why I plan to have a small business federation within UK who are potentially offering some of the services when it comes to contracts and insurance for those legal services. So with a large discount when it comes to prices, what amount of the services can cost. I'll talk about it later. Most likely I'll speak with that organization. I have spoke with a couple of people already. If they're interested in perhaps having interview that I could share with others, that would be great. I think that would be good. And not that many people know about these kind of services. I guess I haven't been told about them, So I think just raising that awareness is a good thing to do. I would like to recommend the book that I have written in journal for anyone interested in how to make most of your time, make most of your day, make most of your overall finance. Since within the book, there are a lot of information for anyone who is currently doing a lot of thinking, not necessarily knows how to do it. I would recommend having very strong routine and focusing on best use of your time and efficiency, being more effective. And some of the key areas that you should focus on when structuring your day: hydration, key values, how to be more productive, training, having your finances in mind, working on that dictionary. So some of the key areas you can find more information in the description. And yeah, if you're interested, take a look at it, buy it, and support the channel. Uh, just to summarize all experience when it comes to contracts, I like to share a picture, best way of perhaps presenting text-based contracts and how they can look like when it comes to dictionary and understanding of words within a contract, and potentially implementations when it comes to actions, and why there's always a reason why some of the words within the contracts are structured that way. Other than that, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.